Very familiar with this, having lived in Arkansas. They have competing visions on how to best implement President Trump's agenda to overhaul elections and voting. So let's bring in an Arkansan right now, Communications Director of Conduit News, Ginny Dowden. Ginny, it is great to have you with us this afternoon talking about this election. We know Norris is in favor of hand counting paper ballots and Hammer is not. Now, Hammer's certainly more of an establishment type. He's been endorsed by Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. What could the outcome mean, depending on how the election goes tonight? What could the outcome mean for Arkansans, specifically when it comes to future election integrity?
Well, Ike, thank you so much for having us here at Conduit. I think that, and as you clearly know and you stated previously, there's such a clear distinction between these two candidates. And although they have an R beside their name, you and your viewers will understand that that can range, that can go all over the spectrum in what they actually believe when they are in office. And so you have Senator Kim Hammer. He is a lifelong career politician. He's serving in the Senate right now. He's termed out, and this will be the third public office that he is running for. And you know, what's interesting, during the legislative session in 2025, Senator Hammer ran a series of election integrity bills, but when they were combined together, Arkansans really saw that it took away the people's initiative to put things on the ballot. And also I want to mention that 4 of those bills that he ran, they're actually blocked right now. They're held up in the courts as being unconstitutional. And so you have Senator Hammer, who believes that the process, almost there needs to be a consolidation of power within the Secretary of State's office and there at the Capitol in Little Rock. And you contrast that with Bryan Norris, who is a 20-plus year war veteran. He is not a career politician nor politician at all. And he clearly fought for the Constitution. He believes in liberty and freedom, and he believes that the people rule. Ike, you know that is our state motto. And so it's really going to come down to whether or not with Norris, I think supporters will see that he's going to respect Arkansans' wishes regarding ballot initiatives, whether it's an issue of if Norris supports or not. But Hammer, it seems that the end justifies the means. And so that's what we've seen with a lot of his ballot initiative legislation.
Yeah, so I want to ask you what your feel is there on the ground. Norris won the primary, but obviously didn't have a majority. So on the ground there today here on Election Day, what's the feel? Who do you think has the edge as we come down to the final hours of this runoff?
I have no idea. I have no idea. You see, I will say that there is a lot of energy and excitement for Norris. I don't know that I see that, and I haven't really heard that from a lot of people regarding Hammer's campaign. You know, I would talk to legislators whenever we were going into just the regular primary race, and legislators would say, "What, you know, where is he? He doesn't need to be at an ALC meeting. He needs to be out there campaigning." And what you've seen since that runoff, which Norris led, or the regular primary race, which Norris led, you now almost see the establishment and the state Republican Party kind of pushing Hammer along. As you mentioned, the governor has endorsed him. Every constitutional office, I believe, nearly has endorsed him, and every legislator, which they have been getting text messages from caucus along with graphics to send out to support Hammer. And so the energy seems to be there for Norris, but I think with runoffs, and you know this about Arkansas, the runoff turnout, as far as, you know, voters, it's really low. And it could just come down to a handful of votes, 100 votes or so. And it will basically just be who can get what camp can get their candidate out today. And so we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. It's very important to vote, and you've got a few hours left. Of course, we love the folks at Conduit News. Little known fact, maybe, one of the founders, Joe Maynard, coined the phrase trans Republicans, which I ripped off and talked about on this show. So thank you all for what you're doing to advance. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Ginny Dowden, thank you for giving us the rundown on this race. Appreciate your time this afternoon.